Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. Like I said in the last episode, I was coming through with a PEREIRA versus ROUNDTREE little preview. Obviously, I will do a breakdown for this. You know, I have to do a breakdown on the main card. I always do. But I'm going to do a little preview on the matchup stylistically and what this matchup could end up being, what it could end up looking like. And also want to discuss on how this even became a thing, how this matchup even got made, truthfully. Because this matchup this weekend is an important matchup. Light heavyweight championships on the line, you know, so I'm curious on how this matchup even got made, right? So, diving into it. Khalil Roundtree, last win was against Anthony Smith. Good win. Vicious win. Very good finish, right? Intensity level is always there. This man brings a high intensity level. Muay Thai skill has been continuing to grow every time he steps in there, right? His last loss, or not last, I don't know if it was the last loss or not, but when he lost to Johnny Walker, a loss that a lot of people remember, right? His Muay Thai has changed, right? From being in that clinch, getting elbowed to death, to becoming a Muay Thai savage, hurting people, breaking people's knees in fights and stuff like that. He is a savage. I can't take nothing away from him. Last win was Anthony Smith. He gets that win and moves on to his next fight. Is supposed to be against Jamal Hill at probably would have been, I think it was UFC, would have been UFC 303, 304, 303 maybe. It was supposed to be the McGregor Chandler card, right? 302 maybe, whichever one it was. But that was supposed to be the co-main event, was Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill coming off the loss at UFC 300 against Alex Pereira, right? So it's more of a quick turnaround matchup. Wasn't something that the UFC was probably sitting in the back looking to book. It just so happened to present itself, and the matchup gets made. So I'm thinking in my head, like, all right, if this fight happens and Khalil smashes Jamal, that's one, terrible for Jamal, because that shoots him right down and gets him so much further from that title shot that he was just holding the title. You know what I mean? Compared to you know, going in there and sparking Khalil could build back up because he wasn't that far up to begin with, and you know what I mean by that, right? But Khalil didn't even make it to this fight. Why? Because he was popped. He got popped for a banned substance. So explain to me how your first fight back after getting popped for a banned substance is a title shot. Are you Brock Lesnar? It don't make no sense. Are you John Jones? John Jones is the greatest fighter ever. It's like Dana White. The Dana White in me just popped out right there. No, I don't think that. I don't think that. Not at all. Truthfully, I don't. But positive for a banned substance. Next fight's a title shot. Okay, Canelo. I mean, that's the type of finesse that you gotta have. I don't know how he pulled that. I don't know how the fight didn't go to Magomed Ankalaev. Unless the fight was truthfully offered to Magomed Ankalaev and he turned it down. And chose to fight Alexander Rakic. Well, brother, you better not lose to Alexander Rakic, because your shot is gone. Gone. Now, truthfully, I do believe this fight should be Magomed Ankalaev's fight. The outcome, Alex getting his hand raised in that fight against Ankalaev, but He deserves the shot. If anybody has put themselves in a position to get the shot, it should have been him. I don't understand. Khalil was on a crash course to get there, right? He was doing everything he needed to do. But when you get popped for a banned substance, how do you come back? Your first fight is for the title against one of the biggest names in the sport, who has been fighting consistently, saving cards all year. Actually, for the past 2 years, he's been saving cards. I mean, I don't understand how that got pulled around and how he got that, but he did. He got it. So, we're here. This Saturday is the fight. Alex Pereira has to defend his light heavyweight championship against Khalil Rountree. And matchup stylistically, like I said, you have a heavy, aggressive Muay Thai striker in Khalil Rountree. And you have a kind of a sharpshooting kickboxer with hands of stone. If he touches you, it's good night. It's just simple. I mean, that's how it's been, and it seems like that's how it's going to continue to be. This is how I look at it, right? Khalil likes to get into those exchanges where he brings a lot of heat. He throws kind of wild. He'll start throwing shots from the hip, right? He's never right here throwing anything. He's throwing from down here, because he's trying to take you out. I mean, he throws vicious, vicious shots. And he pressures people enough to put them on their back foot, and people don't know how to defend against this. Unlucky for him, Alex Pereira is very good off his back foot, and you cannot leave your chin wide open while you're coming forward, overthrowing shots, and get clipped with a left hand. You don't want to play that game with Pereira. So in my opinion, Roundtree's got to come in with a little bit different of a game plan, a little bit more of a patient game plan. Now, don't try to get in a striking battle with this man. You still have to kind of make it a little dirty. You cannot get into a full-on striking match because he is going to completely pick you apart, right? But if you go in there with patience, a little patience, right? Give it some time. You don't want to go in there too aggressive, especially in the first round where everybody's fresh and Alex catches you with that left hook right off rip. You don't want to go in there too aggressive. Every time a guy goes in there, starts lunging at him, gets a little too aggressive with their shots, they get clipped with the left hand. He doesn't back down when somebody comes forward. Even if he is off his back foot, his back is never up against the cage unless you're putting up, like literally physically pushing him up against the cage. You never really see his back on the cage like this. So it's one of those things where Roundtree's just got to be careful, right? Pereira's got him in the reach, I'm pretty sure. He's definitely got him in the height. I think he's got him in the power, but Roundtree has that aggression, right? He has that aggression that he lets out. He knows how to let out. How is he going to be when he's in the crowd? He's the main event, right? Main event fighting for a title. I don't know how he's going to react to it. Maybe he's not going to be well prepared for it. It's a huge moment. It really is a huge moment. And it's his first time being this high of a moment. So I'm not sure how it's going to be. But he is a warrior. He's going to come for a very tough fight. I just think that Alex is going to find a shot like he does and finish it. But as we get closer to the fight and get closer to my breakdown, I don't know. Maybe I'll change. Maybe I'll say, oh no, this fight's going to be much more competitive. I do think it's going to be slightly competitive, but that depends on the game plan of Khalil Roundtree. Because Alex is going to sit and wait. Khalil thinks he's going to do something to force Alex to take him down. Even if Alex does shoot, brother, you better be able to defend it. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you're going to, you don't want to say that, oh, my striking is going to force him to shoot. But just make sure that you're defending it and you're making him regret shooting. Like, those are the types of things he has to come in with, that type of mindset. But Alex is coming in with the same mindset every single time, and that is to knock you out cold. And he's patient, right? He's patient. If you watch Irene Aldana, I'll use for example, in the Sphere fight, right? She was chasing the left hook. Chasing the left hook. It wasn't there. Simple as that. It wasn't there, but she was chasing it. She really, really, really wanted to get that left hook because that's her bread and butter. But when you're chasing it, it's harder to get. Alex does not chase. Once it's there and it's open, he's throwing it, and if he lands it, it's a whole problem, right? We've seen Khalil Roundtree get clipped up before. We've also seen Alex get clipped up before, especially getting clipped up by wild overhand rights and stuff like that. And that's the type of style that Khalil Roundtree brings to the table. So Alex also has to be careful. But I think Khalil has to be a little bit more of a patient fighter in this one, right? Remember that you're in a 5-round contest with one of the hardest punchers in the division, and you got to play it a little bit safe. You got to play it a little bit safe. If you look at the last matchups, right, the way that, I mean, Alex walked right through Yuri. Yuri gave him nothing. Yuri gave him nothing in that last fight. Absolutely nothing. Walked right through him. Hits him with the left hand in the first round at the end. Basically almost knocked him out. If that round went on for 30 seconds longer, he definitely knocks him out. Come out for the second round, he head kicks him, knocks him out. Boom. I mean, it doesn't get much better than a performance like that. For Khalil, like I said, his last win was against Anthony Smith, and it was a great win. It was a big win. For some reason, though, I do feel like this was short notice. I gotta check that. So yeah, it was a short notice fight. Anthony Smith took it on short notice. He didn't have that much time to train for it and get his body prepared to be at 205 properly. But I'm not taking anything away from Khalil. I think Khalil would have smoked him if it was on a full training camp. I think Anthony Smith is way over the hill. But Khalil had a great performance in that. Very aggressive. He was going for the kill. I feel like that's smart when you're going for a kill. Going for the kill against a guy that you know is a wounded warrior, right? He's been in there with some tough guys and he's been beat up in his last few. You know, you go out there and you're looking to hurt him real quick, get out of there and make a statement. This is a different fight. This is definitely a different fight. You cannot just go out there trying to make a quick statement. You have to be smart. You have to be patient. And guess what? You say that Alex might shoot on you. Hey, man, if you got to mix it up to win the fight, you best shoot too. Clinch up. You know, I think Alex is going to be a little bit stronger in the clinch. But, you know, Khalil's got nasty kicks. Nasty leg kicks. But so does Pereira. It's an interesting matchup, honestly. If you see the side style kicks, like those oblique kicks that Khalil Roundtree throws, but then you see the Pereira kicks, he just throws a normal leg kick and sweeps you right out from under yourself. So I don't know. Interesting fight. Obviously, I'm leaning towards Pereira with this. I would assume that Pereira would get it done, but you can never assume anything at all in this game. Right? You can never assume. This could be a 5-round war where Alex Pereira is really, really, really tested and still comes out with the win. You know, he lands the left hand a bunch, but it doesn't finish Khalil Roundtree. Khalil Roundtree put on such a good performance that it warrants a second fight. You know, you never know. Anything can happen in this game, and you know, I guess we'll wait to see on Saturday. But I got the breakdown coming for you. I'll have the breakdown of the whole main card because the co-main event is also a championship matchup between Raquel Pennington and Juliana Pena. So I'll be breaking those other fights down too. Yeah, so it's a pretty decent card. It's not a crazy card. It's a pretty decent card, but I will definitely be breaking it down. But that's it for this preview. I hope you enjoyed. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification button if you want to know when the next episode is out. Make sure you subscribe. Really subscribe. Honestly. Subscribe. Do your boy a favor and subscribe. The button is right down there. You just got to click it. You know what I mean? Either way, I appreciate you guys for watching this episode. I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando is out. Peace.